set up in after plants, and before you know it, those guys are going to be swinging. They're going to be in the bomb site with you.
I mean, it's a fun analogy you can actually draw is to that first game, right? Where Myth Avenue, they did look like they're, you know, dotting their I's, crossing their T's, but then suddenly it turns out that, you know, MongolZ isn't writing in the same script as them. They're just coming in with like Arabic writing, Cyrillic writing, all of this stuff, and they're writing all over them. So yeah, Twisted Minds definitely coming in with some possibilities, but Lynn are guaranteed the favorites of this one. There is no world where they can accept a loss at this stage. But you know what? Twisted Minds still might deal it to them.
Let's hope that they've been learning Chinese in the meanwhile. Lynn Vision versus Twisted Minds, Anubis start, and Twisted Minds already off to an electrifying start, running themselves right down middle. Zacher gushed, and they're going to try and wrap straight into what looks to be actually a B play instead. Where on earth are they going? I thought they might travel to the beach, but Temple's their domain, and this is a stronger site for Lynn.
Doc's gonna try and delay, making sure that Deos can get involved. Starry's in a crucial role. He's good for one. G picks up one as well. The double duel, he's coming alive. Starry very patient on these taps, and they are delivering. Beautiful round. And what a start from the man in question.
That looked very, very hectic, even from the Twisted Minds point of view. Getting that trade onto the platform was very labored. It actually allowed Starry to just tap away with those dualies where those shots just simply weren't connecting at first. But this was the problem, is that if you route through Temple like this, you know, they gushed one player into the A bomb site. There's a lot of weird nooks and crannies, a lot of headshot angles that players could position on CT. But had they maintained that pace, they might have just been able to take the A bomb site. But them rediverting into those dualies, it might have been a mistake.
Yeah, I did think that maybe they were setting up for Deos to try and swing out wider earlier on, but no, it wasn't the case. Now, though, the Eagles and Glocks, and damage is done. Realize the sort of stand-in this situation.
Yes, we came to that realization ourselves a day or two ago. Yeah, it's a very impromptu arrival here for Twisted Minds, but expectations aren't going to be high. They're just here to have a good time, play Counter-Strike, and hopefully upset a few teams. The expectations were low last time they showed up at an RMR, and they took some heads with them. That's a little creep out, and that's a big shot for Deos. That's security of the plant as well. So money made and a man advantage. westmelon, the in-game leader and somebody that you put so much stock in performing with this squad. Trying to keep these players locked in position. Molotov's great. Doc flushed out, but do they read the player right underneath? Because Deos is gone, but Realize only had a Glock to hold. So that's really well done. Starry with an extra little 3-piece on this round, but Twisted Minds, they do get the bomb plant.
I mean, this is a pretty good round from Twisted Minds overall. Sure, Starry's getting momentum, but you are very happy with this. One of the players who we didn't discuss too much, of course, was Realize. I just wanted to quickly give him some love as well because he's actually one of the OG Middle Eastern players. He's been playing for such a long time. I mean, he was on that original Nasser team, which was just dominating the Middle East. Was the first Middle Eastern team to also make Advanced, I do believe, back in like season 34 or something off it. So
that's the team Boros joined after Endpoint,
yes,
I believe, as well.
Boros was in it initially, so Boros was bought from it back then. So yeah, Realize and Remind were the two who did also continue forward into these Middle Eastern qualifiers like that.
Yeah, Boris liked it so much he went back.
Oh my god, is Maddie about to be... Oh,
I can't believe he's delaying this nade as well.
Oh, I love the idea. I love the idea, but they were trying to time it with the push out from Zacher so that Maddie would feel like he had to move away. In case that was a rifle, that forces you off the angle. So it's a one-on-one for Zacher to take and then gives him the advantage. Guess what? He just gets the advantage anyway.
Yeah, it was good-spirited, but...
Cute idea.
Yeah, his heart was in the right place.
Yeah, his aim wasn't.
Well, that's actually going to kind of help Twisted Minds a little bit. An extra smoke deployed to the entrance of Connector. And the thing is, they could, well, flash for this. They could Molotov, but they want to also try and mask their presence. If Starry deploys a Molotov deep, that would really hurt them. Oh, they threw an extra smoke. They're going to play ahead of this. And Twisted Minds should be able to line up a trade, but Starry just kept on spraying. And Maddie on that AWP unable to get anything. Starry has had an electrifying start. Getting the kills on dualies, getting the kills on the retake, and now as well 3 more for him to feast on. Is this the quiet star that we were even talking about? Because right now he's playing with a lot of confidence.
Very happy to see that, to be honest. Doc as well does get taken down in the end, so what starts off as an advantage given to them by Zacher is going to end up Starry just quietly winding things down, putting them to sleep.
I'm actually so surprised that these players in Canals weren't ready to swing off each other as quickly as they should have, really. You know, as soon as that smoke fades and they just deploy the smoke right behind you, you should expect a CT to be swinging you rather quickly, but yeah, they're a little slow to communicate that across, I think.
And I feel like that might be the difference between having Loba or not having Loba, right? Like that central voice, that central guy who's just consistently coordinating you so you don't have to talk to each other. Because that did look like, hey, we're talking to each other, we're caught off guard. Oh, damn, one guy died. Oh, gotta peek, gotta peek. Oh, well, okay. I'm gone.
You just gotta know whether or not you have to look at your crosshair in that moment or not. And they were seemingly caught off guard. Sorry, of course, a hard man to pin down. Kind of insing it at the minute. But they haven't had to have many retakes as of yet. Only the one on that A bomb site.
Put some respect on the In's name.
Yeah, that guy was untouchable. This will be a harder round to chew through if you're Twisted Minds. You do have some utility at the very least, some armor that you can utilize in these fights. But the Lynn side are playing so contained, and Zacher even finding kills through smoke is certainly going to help alleviate any potential strain that could have been sent his way. Oh, yeah, you're probably just not going to want to do that.
That nade as well is just perfect. Maddie's just going to be taken out. Starry, you know what? Some negligence might be warranted at this point. I don't hate it. It's okay. Whatever.
Yeah. It's also one of those things where, you know, the hearing the tag on the HE is, you know, sometimes it feels
inconsistent.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like you hear it very audibly, and I'm pretty sure the audio is still being played, but it's like the volume feels different every now and again. He might have thrown that nade and heard nothing, and he was like, it's clear. There's no, I don't need to worry about anything.
I also wonder if there's any differences about where the nade sort of pops in terms of like the height, because sometimes it feels like you just hear this like you can hear the juices falling out of someone.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the whitest sound imaginable, but yeah.
I just happen to be fighting with a carton of orange juice with me.
Zacher might be slightly more contested in this round. We are going to see KD just charge forward with the Macdan. Zacher's got the audible about what's going on in that regards. Is trying to explore. Oh no, is this just going to come through? At least it's on a lineup. Will be traded. KD, upgrade on the gun. Great amount of map control. Emilia found Matty's the one to bring him down as well. So suddenly an advantage gained and the A site is very much open for business. Is there anyone who wants to conduct it though?
Yeah, they've conceded a lot of control, both extremities of the map as well, so actually having to re-clear areas, even though they get these 2 kills in middle, it's hard for them to actually accelerate off of it. Even just dropping into the canals, that's an audio of the queue that Starry needed to get that kill. And now westmelon inserting himself at the back of the bomb site. This is a man that will be hard to beat. He has a teammate with him in G as well. They had all the information because of Starry's play, but Deos flushing out westmelon, leaving G in a 1-on-2.
And this is where you're hoping he can pull off some of those clutches Blair was talking about. He's already moved past the nade. I do believe they would have heard that, though. Tech9 pulled out Deos. Takes advantage of that missed shot.
Let's go!
Oh, there. That's why we've got audio.
Yeah, that is exactly why we've got audio. Good to hear that they're willing to, actually have that voice. You know, we talked about Katie being a very vocal character. I mean, even you heard Deos as well chiming in just there. But we didn't have these reactions earlier on, so I wonder how quiet it was before the yelling.
The nice thing, though, is, Katie does everything this round. The first kill is the obvious one, but afterwards as well, he actually sprays over here, as you can see in the replay, to check for Starry having moved forward. And say what you want about FPL and FPL styles, you're going to be ready for these tiny little play. Like, oh, he's pushed forward. He's behind the smoke in this corner. I'll just check it.
It prepares you for some unorthodox plays.
Yeah. You're not pulling a fast one. It's mostly the slow ones you're worried about.
How could they have so much patience?
The tortoise does beat the hare at times, but Twisted Minds are hoping that they can still accelerate through a little bit more into their momentum.
Also the thing, like even Blair was saying this on the desk, you know, when we think about Anubis, even on CT sides, you want to actually have a fairly active CT side, but Lynn have been playing a relatively contained game so far.
Oh, well. He's just going to hold on to the angle. Trades aren't going to work against the ATOX like that, my friends. Dale seems to be taking advantage of some missed shots, but if he's hitting 2 of them first, it's all okay. And maybe, Michael, that is in response to, you know, sort of that flash assist situation and everything. Is realized, finds another one. Maybe the conversation needs to be brought back to the round. Hard scoping forward. He's just waiting for anything to reveal itself. Zachar's got an incendiary, one that he doesn't really want to use at this point. The element of surprise is much more important than the element of fire. Zachar dodges the flash, spots out the barrel. Good for the 1, make it 2, and Deos will finally trade, but at that point it's irrelevant. Lynn, right back to winning ways.
Yeah, I mean, perfectly done there from Zachar, just finding a great timing around as they're sort of scaling into the bomb site, actually used the site cover to obscure vision as they're trying to punch in those digits. They just didn't expect that he'd be behind the bomb site. And maybe that's, you know, they could have used that Molotov to flush out that position, but a little bit of negligence, even though, you know, this was a round recovery kind of situation. JiJieHao actually having that impact in from middle just made things a little bit more awkward for the rest of the squad.
Speeding it up, and Zachar's out of there. He's seen this one before. He got a headshot by the Glock in the pistol round. He doesn't want any of that. Doesn't want any of that hate. Amelia, in the meanwhile, though, he's happy to be warmed up a little bit. Zachar playing behind the smoke, dodging out bullets, left, right, and there you go. Zachar keeps it going. USB slow to pull out, but Amelia's still giving him that backup, already having dealt with that first A player. It's only realized left, and, well, they... not for long.
Yeah. Took some time. He definitely took some time to finish off the job there, but, I mean, right now, Lynn don't even seem really pressured, so...
And I'm hoping that what we're seeing on the defensive side is just, hey, these guys don't throw flashes, let's just hold angles, because if this is what we see from Lynn later on, it won't be this comfortable.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely, you know, you can't get the wrong temperature check in the oceans you're in. If you do, it'll just be a complete shock to your system when you end up in the Arctic.
Yeah.
Those Mongols, they love cold weather.
It is true. Well, Starry not feeling too good about that. Tried to stay inside the smoke, and they are wise to his shenanigans. Ah, that nade did not.
That's actually just unlucky.
Just such an unfortunate clip.
Well, they're going to try and use a lurk smoke to get themselves out from B main while they've got pressure, at least through the canals, but westmelon getting partially flashed up. It's actually a very, very disconcerting spray onto Emilia, and westmelon just able to feast as a result of that. Emilia tanking those bullets has allowed westmelon to come in, as has G on the rotation. So this started off well in terms of the concept here for Twisted Minds, but they just haven't been able to hit any of the shots yet.
And westmelon still alive, just dancing around the bomb site, having more players to come through and bait for him if need be. Emilia, even if he'd gone down, westmelon probably not going to be checked, and G is happy to put a ball on it. 7-1 Lynn Vision looking convincing.
Yeah, it just feels like there's a little disconnect at the moment with the Twisted Minds players, whether it's been the trading, you know, whether that's Starry inside of inside of connector, or it's been the G AWP in middle. You know, these are trades in which you want to be spaced accordingly for the fight that's up ahead of you.
Yeah.
And you know, them jumping through smokes and just not being able to hunt or hound those players down is been a bit of a trying problem for them, because I don't think they're having struggles when they're actually being given just straight up fights. But
except for that KD spray, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, we can forget about that one.
Rayla's accelerating. Could have actually thought about going in through the smoke where they would have found Emilia alone, but obviously we see that he doesn't. Deos doesn't see anything, funnily enough. Starry gets the better of him after that previous round where he's been spammed through the smoke. He wants to do a bit of that himself. Look at the stack on the A site from Lynn Vision. They have leaned so hard, it's a miracle that they haven't tipped over.
Yeah, it's because they've had to concede Canal's control as well, though. They've reset back to a 2-1-2, so Twisted Minds, it's actually good timing for them to try and hit the A site.
Yeah, but if you're not throwing a flashbang, then again, you've got G coming through in some easy shots. First one, there you have it. Just needed to wait for Emilia, to be honest. Emilia does collect on Doc as well. He's waiting for teammates to come over. Some disconnect in the comms over here from the CTs, but Zacher is always aware of KD's shenanigans. Zacher just needs to be careful that Matty hasn't scaled up onto the bomb side. He doesn't have anyone there to guarantee it. So Zacher and westmelon, who are both focused in on middle, have actually brought this back to a 2v2. KD, Matty knows Zacher's come back in. That's a quick pre-fire, leaving Starry all alone. The big man is 14-4, but this situation is very different.
Yeah, this is probably a call to save as well. You know, Zacher could use the cash. Starry as well can't buy himself, so a call to save as Twisted Minds actually bringing themselves back into this round. Some very important kills from KD, Matty as well, being able to get that trade, and then the breaching kill into the A bomb site. It makes a world of a difference just being able to get that kind of production, especially in these rounds where, you know, the main plan or the initial plan has definitely fizzled up at that point. They're just trying to pull together what they can in that moment.
It also just looked like Lynn might have thought there's two players in middle because there's no other reason to dedicate both Zacher and westmelon to an angle where Zacher continues to aggress and sort of try and get some info there while westmelon's also just playing full out in the open.
Well, they definitely knew that there was only one because Matty killed Emilia here, so that is a little strange. You know, I don't disagree. It was a little strange that they wanted to continue fighting mid like that.
I'd be expecting a rotate, but yeah, you're right.
And Emilia as well, you know, it felt like he was begging for a flashbang after the first kill.
I mean, G looked like he was going to fall back, then Emilia doesn't peek, then G repeats. It just, the round's over and gone with. But let's hope that there aren't more like it.
Yeah, they're trying to steal each other's kills or something.
You're baiting me, I'll bait you. Oh no. They're letting KD lurk forward into connector this time over. Double mid will be forced away by the Molotov and realizes position. KD gone as he tries to walk through the smoke again and again and again. Found out by Starry. One round being the exception, and even that they lost. G. A double mid setup was never really dismantled. And the T's are circling back to look into a B-side hit, but Zacher doesn't wait for it. He takes initiative. Aggressive with a flashbang. G aggressive without one. Almost taken down, but it is Doc to punish westmelon nearby. They know Starry's still here. Deos is attempting the impossible, but still gets it done somehow. He's the one dodging all the bullets.
Yeah, I can't believe how elusive Deos has been seemingly on just some of these walk peaks. And once again, toppling Starry. Deos has to be very careful though. Could have himself fouled by the same play.
Zacher's hoping to find out a timing, but he doesn't go in when utility is being thrown. A little bit worried. Again, Deos has made his presence more than aware of. And I honestly think Lynn Vision might just end up going back and saving. The second Zacher dies over here, this round looks impossible. Felt like he had to make a play earlier if he was going to be putting himself in risk regardless. Otherwise, you are just angling for a guaranteed save.
Yeah, I think regardless of what happened here, if any of the Lynn players died, the call would have been to cancel. So it's just about whether or not they were able to somehow leverage themselves into a 3-on-2. I mean, they had utility, they had kits available as well. So, you know, those would have gone a long way as well. But yeah, it's a little bit of a shame that quite a lot of that utility that was available to them actually was kind of dealt with in dark. It's kind of astounding how consistent Starry has been inside of that position when it's actually just such a key spot to be able to hold on to. You know, it's the way that mid players can route back into the B bomb site for a quick play. You know, on the default, it's so frequently smoked off by T's as well. So kind of counteracting that can be quite challenging.
switch the AWP back to Matty's hands.
Also playing nobody A currently on Lynn, so want to assert themselves in middle, and that's what's called the extra resources over.
Chaos in the meanwhile is doing the definition of shadowboxing in that case. Flash deep, that won't be finding G. Not caught off by that one at all. It's very hard to flash off the angle, but considering how often he has been holding it, you have to be wary about it. He's one of the 2 rifles and already having struck true. KD should be a dead man. westmelon's found him, but he can't actually find the frag. KD does manage to turn around behind the pillar. Now Glock out as well. Doc's there to give the assist in. And shut him down. Twisted Minds now up to 4.
Okay. I mean, I like that KD is the one that's trying to take space for this team at the moment. You know, whether he's been fighting in towards middle or creeping through smokes, him being able to make that kind of play just honestly releases so much of the pressure on the round. If you're able to get 1, maybe 2 kills and then just call an next position, it makes thinking very easy for the rest of the squad.
Yeah, and just to build up on that, even just having a player who will always be your direction when you're frozen, that's really cool to have in an environment like this, where he's like, yeah, I'm about to do this, I'm about to do that. I'm making this play, even if it ends up being the wrong play sometimes. But yeah, it's a direction. It's something to react to. It's
kind of what I wanted to see out of somebody on this team, given the the last real RMR run they had was with Loba, who was that direction, I think. So yeah, it was about who takes that responsibility, because it felt like they needed a voice like that on the team. And KD is there to deliver. Nice kill from Doc as well to cancel the save of Amelia. And just like that, we have a Twisted Minds hot on the heels of Lynn Vision. Money is not in a great place for the Chinese squad.
Look, at the end of the day, 7 rounds is nice on the CT side, but not when you've started off as hot as they did. Was a 7-1 now to a 7-4. Could end up being a 7-5. G doesn't have the AWP over here either. You're a little bit low on utility as far as the incendiaries are concerned.
I thought they were going to be a little bit more monetarily crippled than they actually are. But I want to see them do something with it. You know, Lynn have actually played very passive setups and let Twisted Minds take a lot of space. And they're now starting to convert some of these rounds.
Eos is really hoping to catch out Amelia at some point, but Amelia's been just so passive. Now comes out that aggression. Doc is waiting for it, only good for 1. There was no flash, no nothing. That was just a double swing out. Could have been a nice double kill as well, but he'll settle for 1. The problem is he was quite close to the bomb, so Matty will have to go back and recover that with the AWP. Might make routing awkward. KD is flashed up in middle. Takes that first peek, is about to be swatted out as he's got a smoke in his hand. Sloppy spray from Starry, but he's more than happy with the outcome.
Yeah, played with a little disregard there, KD, as well. After the flash, you know, sometimes you just piece those things together, but wasn't aware. 3-on-3 to play off of now, but realized still probing in with this AWP, and that canals is really where the bomb is still actually sectioned off, waiting for the rotate, and realize may just spot and confirm numbers here while they're barreling that bomb into the B play instead.
The bomb's going to be planted, and this is where they need to isolate out Realize, but Realize just keeps them occupied. That is an overstep. Matty's got that second off. He's going to get aggressive inside Temple. Do they realize that he's got an op, though? Because if they start to peek forward 1 by 1, this could be a big one. Missing out on the first. They're both together, and Grenade's going to slow them down as they start to peek forward. Matthews missed another one. He needs to start hitting a few of these. The double swings just keep coming. But none of those chances are taken. Yusuf, Lynn Vision practically gifted that 4th.
Yeah, I mean, it really felt like they were... I mean, they had the chances to close that out. It could have been a 5th round there for Twisted Minds, but they had at least a little bit of a recovery. You know, it felt like they were just getting dominated on every single one of the plays that they were going for in the early rounds, and then we start to see the style kind of loosen up, maybe a couple of those risks actually paying off for them. And yeah, Lynn didn't seem like they were always on top of what was happening in those rounds, but that could have certainly been another one for the Twisted Minds.
I'm a little bit upset to see, you know, some of the mechanical failures from Twisted Minds overall. You know, that round you're looking at the Doc not being able to find like a double kill where it's presented to him. Again, these are difficult things, but that was the hallmark of the Twisted Minds we saw last year.
Yeah.
Mechanical excellence.
You know, we think about what was probably the biggest prospect Mongolian team outside of the Mongols, Eruption.
Back then,
yeah, they lost to the Twisted Minds. And
that was a huge upset.
That was massive.
I mean, KD came out in the interview afterwards talking about how no one expected anything from us. We didn't expect anything from us. But now we might not expect much from them on the CT side. It's a tough side to manage. Amelia holding it down over here as aggression comes in. Realize, however, has had a nice few last rounds.
Oh, a big old splash there for Zacher. So a little indicator here for the Twisted Minds. They also probably relaying that information over. They're starting to peel some of that presence from A back over to B, but they don't want to be loud about that. Might be a small timing window for Lynn to hit if they want to hit a weaker site.
KD needs to start hitting some shots. He's trying to get aggressive, just darting around the corners. Doc's been given the space to play off of it, but only good for the one. Matty now inside the side, taking KD's position, and now he's also taking his grave right there with him. Tombstones together. It's quite nice, actually, when you think about it. Not so nice in the overall result, so it is for westmelon. Forced to go back into a 1v2 as he is rerouting to potentially threaten the A hit. Has to be quite slow about it, and honestly feels like mid is the intended destination of attack through. If he drops down, they will hear it.
I mean, he's vanished. They have no idea where he is. They think it could be CT. They could think it could be Temple. You know, the options are open, but around that 20-second mark, he should start accelerating. As soon as he realizes he's not being held towards that A play, that's when he should be running in to get that bomb planted, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to try and utilize this extra time that he's done by running to get himself into a post-plant position, and this will be very difficult, but they do spot him just as he transitions main.
Now listen, they don't have a kit on them, but the flash from Deos is going to be really important. He's gone so deep in, and now on the other side, is that a decoy? Oh my god, he's even trying to use the decoys that are given over to him. westmelon's gone all the way far away, and if there was ever any questions about him being chill in a clutch, this should be it. Deos taken down, westmelon setting up for 4, there's no kid on Realize, and there's nothing more that he can do here. Shot found, but round will not be. westmelon is a machine. An absolute machine.
I mean, that's he played that so well. You actually couldn't have picked a better way to position yourself. He decided to win instead of just killing them, he won by out-positioning them. You know, he understood his timing and he hit it, even though they knew where he was coming from. As soon as he heard steps running after him, he's just like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna mosey my way up to Rugs. I'm gonna chill out for a second. And his that shot on Deos just sealed it. I mean, that's massive from the in-game leader of Lynn.
And I mean, I don't want the viewers to think that, oh, Michael said he's going to start running at 20 seconds. He did start running. That must be obvious. No, no. We see the map. He doesn't. He doesn't know where everyone else is.
I have full information. Right? He's just piecing it together.
Realize he can hit this first scout shot. That completely opens up mid. Lynn have gone for a 2-1-2. Starry's going to be very important. And, well, there's a reason why he's given those positions, especially on this map.
Realize.
I was actually wondering how long it's going to take you to say that. Like, there's no shot he doesn't say it at least once in this first game. I was like, guaranteed that internally.
Well, this could be a relatively fast Deos Counter-Strike for us. We've had very one-sided games. And if Lynn continue to close out against these pistols, then we could be in for another one. This was always the danger of going to Anubis. But they weren't expecting Starry to go like 15-4 or whatever he started this game with.
Well, he's continuing. Nade out, KD does get some damage, but Amelia around the corner with his own MAC-10 is more than happy to shut down. 10-4, Lynn Vision. Looking like they're ready to go back. They're ready to go over to the upper bracket.
Yeah, I think it's so important for these younger guys as well to show that they've got energy with each other on an event like this. They're obviously taking these rounds just as seriously as any other team. They understand that Twisted Minds have that honestly FPL experience and playing against, you know, other top-level players and maybe a bit more of an unstructured environment, but they know that these guys will shoot back, and they're playing a lot of situations like any other game. There's no disrespect here from Lynn.
Going up against predominantly Deagles now on Twisted Minds, there is a world where these connect. There aren't any players to throw flashes and realize that's a beautiful first shot, nothing to follow up with. KD has got an aggressive into A main in the meanwhile, but that Rug's position is being, well, held down by Amelia. Will they check this around the corner? Well, they will, but they meet certain death with a 5-7. KD wants to continue fighting. Deos has been given some space as well, but can't find the kill, and with that, G collects. Deos not delivering on a crucial frag might be the difference between a chance in this round or not. The smoke is actually giving a fair bit of space, but it's been re-smoked out, and Matty can't find anything. Bomb is tapped, not committed on Zachar's low. He knows it as well. Doesn't want to show it off, and Dog taken down. Zachar's the only one left. Matty brings it all together, and the Deagles of the Middle East have always been deadly.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell how awkward that felt for Lynn Vision as soon as they realized that they had to re-clear towards A main, and that first kill came out from KD, that suddenly there were so many Twisted Mind players that sort of slipped their way into this A defense, and they had to stop and freeze and just hope that players made a mistake. They tried to tap that bomb out and force them into fights. And those fights came, but unfortunately, it didn't fall the way of Lynn Visions. That's a massive boost for Twisted Minds that could open up the possibility of a comeback path for them.
Setting up for a fast play out towards A. Molotov nades gonna meet them as well. They're trying to move out into another Molotov. Realizes missing shots, so is KD. I can't believe they just walked through 2 Molotovs, a smoke, and a grenade, and they don't lose a single player.
Yeah, they took a lot of damage. They took a player's worth of damage, that's for sure. But so long as that player is still kicking around, 1 HP is all you need sometimes. Twisted Minds are probably going to commit to this, though. They're already so far in the hole, they got to dig themselves out.
And going out deep, G's taken down by it. Doc's being set up for a quick triple. Will be able to collect on it. Matty as well, covering him off. The Molotov out to the bomb will not matter. They've got smokes aplenty. And while Amelia is out of this round, he might just run away. Doesn't really care about keeping on to that Tech 9, I guess. He just want to do a bit more damage, take one more rifle out of the CTs, and it isn't terrible.
Well, Lynn might have broken into the bomb site without losing a player, but coming back in, Twisted Minds also don't drop a soul. Nobody can hold that A bomb site, it seems.
Really nicely done from Doc on the triple overall, right? I mean, you look at this. Made for the first one, and everyone's so scared as well. No one's ready to swing at him, so he's just getting a pre-fire map effectively.
Yeah, I mean, all 3 players that he fights at the start of this are all the low players that ran through all the utilities, so...
Like, he got 3 kills and his ADR average went down.
Which is such a different way that some of the players would play in Europe. You know, when you're on low health, a lot of times those people are actually the risk takers. You know, they're hunting for information, or they're going for like a crazy 1 in every 15 rounds play. But this is not 1 in every 15 rounds with Starry. Just gunning that first player down, just immediately running through camera. The flash is good, but westmelon also caught by it. KD's in a really tough spot here, gonna get crunched in from all sides if he's not too careful, and yeah, just caught looking the wrong way. westmelon, perfect timing. Once again, breaking A and finding both kills without a trade.
They have a lot more HP this time and a lot worse positions on the Twisted Mind side. Deos collects on 1. Can it be more? No. The double swing out needs to be intercepted by Matty. The Deagle tries to get aggressive, but he was already without teammates. So 11 found for Lynn Vision despite the stumble.
Yeah, I think they quickly learned their lesson the last time they were in a 5 versus 3. They're like, why didn't we actually fight into them and cut the rotates before things got a little bit hairy? And they immediately do that here because they knew that KD had no reinforcements. They played towards heaven and then they're just ready to scrap. So a little learning on the fly perhaps here for Lynn Vision. Not everyone can be perfect.
Force buy from Twisted Minds, and again, it is Starry to lead the charge right down middle. A different look than what I'm used to, but I have to say these past few rounds, it feels like he just cannot do any wrong. The hottest hand in the East right now, and Deos comes through to shut down one of the hands next to him. westmelon taken down.
To be honest, I think Realize might need a transfer. He's getting bullied by Starry at the moment. Finding westmelon is a nice head to find, but he's also the kind of the central nervous system, and now he's got some weird cerebro. I can see through every POV angle to look through.
Oh yes, his death was all according to plan.
Yeah, that's what we say for rolling game leaders. You know, all they really wanted to do was get into the Go TV. Or I guess Source TV these days. Gone kind of back.
Source 2 TV doesn't really have the same ring to it.
It's a lot of syllables.
They also is trying to ring some of these bells over here on the other side of it. Starry's gone ding, and maybe Zacker's gonna go dong. There you go. Envision will ditch out their chances in this round. And look, the one thing that we will probably talk a lot about across this tournament is anti-force spies. And although Asian teams have a lot of stereotypes that I don't think are true, that one's still there.
I think there's quite a few European teams that also struggle with it. So, you know, I don't think it's only a regional problem. I think it's just a...
People are just generally bad at Counter-Strike.
I think just sometimes, you know, you worry so much about the gun rounds, and then all of a sudden there's a Tech 9 in your face, you know?
Counter-terrorists win.
Everybody's got a plan until they're hit in the mouth.
I think the plan for Envision might be just to buy up again. And again, and again.
Well, I do agree they probably will buy, but yeah, life is a little bit turbulent here on the T side here for Envision, which I actually think is their better side, all in all. But they can be a little bit stagnant, a little stoic in the way that they play it, and you know they're a good punishment team on this T side. I love this though.
My God. They know exactly what's going on. Remember, G's revealed his position completely, but Matty's the one who's actually fallen out towards the B side. The lack of his smoke opens things up for westmelon to take advantage of all of the attention that G's taken away with that run boost and the scope down under.
Yeah, people like copying that. I think it's a device play. It's a little terrifying to deal with, but if you hear that splash in the water, it's time to give up the angle and not give him the fight he's looking for.
And that's what they're trying to do, but in that repositioning, that's where westmelon then strikes, so...
It's not only one dimension. Well, they're now regrouping themselves here on the Lynn side, trying to use that man advantage to full effect. But they're also having to wait things out, and Doc finds a very patient westmelon still posted B.
Yeah, welcome back to 2022 westmelon, in fact.
Well, they made a splash, so they should know what's coming.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. They flashed it, realized it's gone. Oh my God, immediately even got team flash over there. Looked like he might have been white, but still swings out, pre-fire, realize, gone.
Yeah, Realize is not having a good time. They're getting destroyed so far on the CT side, but Lynn, even though they got that kill, actually weren't satisfied with just going into the A bomb site. It's because westmelon has crept himself out, got a smoke deployed, and he's called the all clear. In fact, G just holding things down, and Deos cannot creep through this smoke. He has been caught by Starry a bunch of times doing that. This time it's westmelon to finish.
I guarantee that Katie is just getting tilted, the G's sitting there and still watching for the push out from aiming.
It's like, how on earth is he still there?
Why doesn't he just go to the rest of his team?
This is the thing, you know, this is what I was kind of trying to highlight before, is that Lynn are actually a very good punishment team because they will sometimes just play to a pace that you're just, one, totally unfamiliar with. Like, they started this round off extremely fast, hunting for a pick, and then they just pump the brakes for an additional minute 20.
Yeah. That's a bot way for them to maybe go take pizza.
They could get into Ivy if they want to. It's very odd.
Oh, Deos is gone, but Dr. Stray, that's the advantage of being able to trace out through the smoke. Thing is, Doc would actually like to maybe even have a smoke himself off, something like it, so Katie's got more space. I think Zacher has heard them, though. He's got the audible coming over. Does he know there's two is the question? No, he doesn't. Realize couldn't find a timing. Zacher, as he comes around the corner, reloads, pre-pours him, Zacher just gets free! How are you letting go of that bag?
I don't even know how Zacher's just absolutely destroyed everybody on those fights. He was so rapid on each of those headshots. Even if you come out pre-firing, he's just better. Lynn, a very confident-looking squad. They gave them a lot of respect. You know, there are a lot of rounds that felt like Twisted Minds maybe could have pulled through in. This 1-on-4 here for Matty would have to be certainly something special. But no kit, a fresh smoke, only a deagle. It does feel like this is where our map will conclude. Lynn Vision with a very confident Anubis. This was treacherous waters to enter if you were the Twisted Minds, but Lynn Vision are one of the top for a reason.
They do show weakness, absolutely, right? There's a couple of anti-force spies they're losing and everything, but where they've shown strength is what's more promising, right? Starry's come alive, Starry's being incredibly relevant. G's also looking quite good as well. Sure.